Daddy says no. Ah. Now where are we? It's Ren! I think we're gonna have another tea party here in a few minutes. Wow, what a scream. Are you okay, Estelle? Ren? Oh, good. Just a dream. Did you have a scary nightmare? Yeah, a total nightmare. I will show you the greatest nightmare! Now that freaky doll is even showing up in my dreams. I mean... Wait a second. Ren, what are you doing here? I was wondering when you were gonna act all surprised. You're so laid back, Estelle. I love that about you. Boom. Yeah, well, forgive me for not being on the ball right after waking up. Wake up! Anyway, where... It's not so odd for me to be here, you know. We're actually at our brand new base. I guess that old base is yesterday's garbage, right? New base? Mm-hmm. Look out the window. Okay. What? The base is an airship. Of course. It's a big boy, too. Ouroboros, even. Like that time a smart guy got a detention for joining Ouroboros. Welcome aboard the Crimson Ark, the Glorious. The ship could beat up an entire army. Don't you think this is the best toy ever? You people. Well, what are you planning on doing with something like this? Ah, our guest has finally awoken. Welcome aboard, Estelle. I trust your nap was restful. I'm sure you're quite out of sorts, being brought aboard with no fanfare. Fanfare, even. Fear not. We haven't brought you here to cause you any harm. Far from it, in fact. You're free to relax here. Why don't we take the chance to have a nice chat? That style. Welcome to the chat room, Ethan. About the society, about our goals, and about our common friends. One time when Cedric joined the society, when Cedric tried to call a maid at the Ark. I think I can answer many of your questions. Fine. Not like I have much of a choice. Let's hear it. Excellent. I'll be waiting. Ren, be a darling and show Estelle the way up here, would you? Sure, okay. Come on, Estelle. Let's go to the sanctuary. Sanctuary? Sanctuary! It's a really pretty room on the top deck of this ship. The professor's waiting for us there. He lost his family. Alright, show me the way. Aw, you don't need to be so serious. To remember this football is larger. I wonder if it looks better. I think you'll really like what we have to say. Huh? What do you mean? You'll just have to find out. Fuck around, find out. Anyway, follow me. Come on, come on. So now we're apparently in control of Ren for some unknown reason. Estelle style, even. So we pretty much want to look around the ship, basically. It's a bedroom. Part of the football is gone. Oops, silly me. The sanctuary isn't this way. We need to use the elevator on the opposite side of the hallway. Like that time Tom Osborne handed Frank Solich a football. The chest. Knockout meatball. No matter where you go in this life, there's always someone looking to take you for all you've got. It happened to me, and it will happen to you. Knockout meatball. 6 marbled steak, 5 kibbled salt, 5 black pepper, 5 red pepper, lucky fang, beast flesh, leathery tail, and curative horn. A chili-packed ball of meat. 1 bite and lights out. Strength 900, inflicts faint. 100%. Video. Like how we can still cook. That's always a fun time. EP charge 2. I know it's not much fun to open an empty chest, but think about how much fun it was to open when it still had something in it. Ah, memories. Memories style. It's a map! You are here! Kind of reminds me of the maps they would have at the mall back in the day. You are here! Elevator to Sanctuary. Elevator to Forecastle, first floor. Oops, silly me, the Sanctuary isn't this way. Come on, the elevator is just over there, so we can't check this area out. But we will be able to later, if I recall. One time when made someone at another party cook. Reverie style, even. Access to the sanctuary and the engine room is restricted. Please provide voice identification. Enforcer number 15, Ren, codename Angel of Slaughter. Destination, Sanctuary. Access granted. Welcome, Enforcer Ren. Good times. And here we are. This is the sanctuary. The professor should be just inside. Probably hitting the enemy where it hurts. Hey, Ren. What is it? Were you the one controlling that Joshua puppet in the base? Uh-huh, that's right. Professor asked me to. Neat, huh? So you're a victim of the society too. Huh? Never mind. Well, here I go. See you later. Ren left. Ren left your party, even though she wasn't really in it, but still. Just go down this hallway and you'll be in the sanctuary. Go on, the professor's waiting. He's gonna hit Estelle where it hurts, didn't you know? I mean, probably. This does kind of look like a final boss's lair or something. That's a lot of organ pipes. What's up with that? I just hiccuped, by the way. It was pretty sweet, not gonna lie. He's playing the organ like a dramatic villain. Welcome aboard the Glorious. It's been some time since we last met, Estelle. Ah, Professor Alba. I thought it was you. I finally remembered when I heard your voice a minute ago. Minute style. Cassius Bright's daughter continues to impress. The seal on your memory wasn't particularly strong, but throwing it off on your own is still worth some manner of praise. My apologies. I've yet to properly introduce myself. My true name is Georg Weissman. I am one of the Anglers, supervisors of the society. He's a supervisor, didn't you know? I bet he gets paid good money. An Anglers? So you're like one of the high commanders of the society? Something like that. Now, as I said before, I am completely prepared to answer any questions you may have. Question style. Riddler, even. What would you like to ask first? Honestly, there's so much to ask, I'm not even sure where to start. You needn't fret. Take your time thinking things over. If it pleases you, I can play a relaxing etude while you collect your thoughts. Yeah, I think I'll pass. You know, you didn't strike me as someone who'd be into that sort of thing. Well, whatever. Here's a question for you. Was the whole poor archaeologist thing a total act, or what? Putting the poverty aside, I actually am an archaeologist. And as an aside, I picked up the pipe organ during my time with the church. Oh yeah? I may not be that Erebonian you spend so much time with, but I dare say I'm decent, wouldn't you? Hang on, the church? Like the Septian? I was something of an academic priest. A chance meeting with the Grand Master led me discarding the path of faith. My knowledge of artifacts, paltry as it is, still proves useful from time to time, thankfully. With our current plan, in particular, The one who tempted Colonel Richard into starting the coup? And the one who arranged all the gospel experiments? It was you. It certainly was. And it was all for the sake of our cause. Your gospel plan? Not quite the Phantasmal Blaze plan. That comes later. I saw something in the research facility about that. Your plan is to take the Oriole, isn't it? Take the Oriole? That's not entirely accurate. But for the purposes of this conversation, it will suffice. Yes. What is the Oriole anyway? Why do you want it so bad? I know it's said to be one of the treasures of Adios, but just what is it? Ah, for the moment, I must keep the exact nature of the Oriole a secret. It's a secret to everyone. I would, after all, so hate to spoil the surprise. The surprise? Right. Thanks. Surprise! One time when Gilead Osborne compared the Phantasmal Blaze plan to the Great Gospel plan. Plan style. Our plan has moved into its third phase. Very, very soon now, its true nature will be plain to see. Haha, I can barely contain my anticipation. And once the Oriole has shown itself, then we will see the potential of mankind unfurl before our eyes. The potential of mankind? Ragnard said something about that too. Oh, the Holy Beast was willing to bestow his wisdom upon you. Perhaps you are doing more than simply living in your father's shadow. Spare me the flattery. What the hell? I keep asking you things and you keep dodging the questions. He's throwing the question! And probably getting berated for it. Do forgive me. It wasn't my intention to be so evasive. I can, however, easily answer the question. I know you want to ask most. The... what? What keeps you from asking it? Don't be afraid. Muster your courage and ask it of me. Joshua. Where's Joshua? His exact location is currently unknown to me. From what I've observed, he's up to something with those sky bandits. Their movements have proven to be quite elusive. Though he is alive and well, I can assure you. Okay. Joshua's specialties are covert operation and guerrilla warfare. I was the one who tuned him to excel at such, but he has long since surpassed even my greatest expectation. And I gleefully await seeing the height of his potential. You... come now. You needn't look so angry. When Joshua was entrusted to my care, his heart was akin to a glass ornament dashed against a paving stone. He was my first attempt at rebuilding such a shattered soul. It is not natural, you think, for an academic to be curious about the result of his work. Academic incident. What did you tell Joshua on the day of the Queen's birthday celebrations? I merely removed the block on his memory and told him the truth. That he, once taken into your home, had unwittingly been acting as a spy, and sending guild information to the society. That Richard's coup succeeded in its own right because of him. And finally, that, thanks to his efforts, the ground was at last fertile for our plan. I even rewarded him. I formally released him from his obligations to the society. I finally get it. Why Joshua? That night. Why he disappeared. Why he said goodbye with that look on his face. Yes, I must say I did find that regrettable. To think Joshua would abandon you so coldly after regaining himself. I recommended he just pretend he knew nothing of it and continue his life with you. But alas. I suppose my generosity backfired, no? I'm amazed. I'm amazed you can even say that. You were the one who chased Joshua into a corner in the first place. He didn't have a choice. So he had to look like that and give his harmonica to me and say, goodbye, Estelle. All of it. Every last bit. It's all your fault. Defeated. Lue, the hell did you come from? I was here from the start. You simply didn't bother to notice. What an undignified performance. Uh-oh. All the players are here. You performed so well in completing my challenges, too. Did I not teach you to think before you act? Come on, give her some credit. It takes balls to pick a fight with him. Agreed. Regardless of her skills, her courage certainly is impressive. Though I wonder if we should call it courage or mere foolishness. Dan rather, even. Oh, crap. So you're the Divine Blade's daughter. It's Camping Ella the Fool! This would be the first time we've met. I am Enforcer number 0, Campanella the Fool, Chili Pepper style. Nice to meet you. Another one? Stop it, guys. You're scaring Estelle. Ren, too? You don't need to worry, Estelle. I know what I said last time, but we aren't here to hurt you or anything. Promise. Huh? Hey, Professor! Why not ask Estelle right now? Well, now is as good of a time as any. How about it, Estelle? Would you like to join Ouroboros? What? Estelle's gonna become an enforcer, didn't you know? Or, you know, not. I'm sorry, I misheard that. Would you say that one more time? One more time, style. I asked if you would like to join the Society of Ouroboros. You wouldn't become a full-fledged enforcer right away. Of course, you would be more a candidate for the position. No special treatment there, I guess. What? Are you insane? Come now. It's hardly the leap of logic you're thinking. Joshua has been rather stubborn about returning, but with you here, he would undoubtedly come back to us, and to you, Oh, Estelle, you want to see Joshua again more than anything else, right? If you join us, that'll come true right away. What's there to even think about? But... Now, Ren, Estelle might need some time to weigh her options. We will be departing the ship for a little while on business, Estelle. You may give us your answer when we return. He snapped his fingers. That's so rude. And I do apologize for this, but your options must remain fairly limited during your stay. Feel free to request anything you need, but you'll be staying in your cabin. Cabin style. Cabin fever, even. If I join the society, I'll meet Joshua again. That's all but guaranteed. Besides, I don't have to join them for real, right? I can just, pretend to join them and learn more about how they operate. Going undercover! Aw, yeah! Nash Bridges style. I'm not the best actress in the world, so it might be hard, but it's better than just being locked up. No, that's stupid. That's stupid. This is the way I do things. Pardon me. How you doing? Huh? You? No need to be so on guard. I have no intention of harming you. Though if you try something like that little son of yours earlier, I may have no other choice. Yeah, well, sorry. What are you doing here anyway? Weren't you guys going out somewhere? The professor and the others are the ones who will be advancing the plan. I'm staying behind and minding the glorious. What is it you people are planning on doing? If you wish to find out, why not accept the professor's invitation? You'll learn most of our plans if you do. Heh. It seems you have your answer, but you're still hesitating, aren't you? If you want my advice, Estelle Bryant, you are not suited for the Society of Ouroboros. At all. In both ability and personality. Man, you have to be so completely blunt about it? Don't misunderstand me. The potential for the necessary skill is within you. Somewhere. But your personality... You have too little darkness within you to be part of the Ouroboros. Darkness? All those in service to the Grand Master bear some kind of darkness on their shoulders. Myself, the Professor, the other enforcers. Joshua too, needless to say. One episode when Nash went undercover as Mr. Malone, when a criminal detonated something near Nash, causing him to fall out of the apartment, causing him to lose memories of stuff, including about the case. Hey, what's your relationship to Joshua anyway? Our relationship? Joshua was weirdly focused on you. He seemed to know who you were, even though he didn't recognize you with that mask on. And on top of that, it seemed like he was desperate to find out who you were. That doesn't surprise me. The professor sealed part of his memory away. He was hypnotized in such a way that the moment he left the society, he could remember little about us. Even if he remembered his actions as part of the society, he could not remember his confederates. That would have been the core of his dilemma. That's... The memories of his childhood would be the same. Even if he remembered Karen, he likely would only loosely remembered me. Karen, even. I see. So, that's why... Wait, Karen? I've heard that name before. Karen Estray. A childhood friend of mine, and Joshua's older sister. She died 10 years ago. What? That harmonic you have was originally Karen's. Oh. Joshua held onto it as a memento. One episode when a lady held a fake gun to the criminal, causing the criminal to admit he sent a hit on the lady when Nash said the gun was fake, when a bunch of officers with real guns showed up. Then it was passed on to you. Joshua had an older sister? How did Karen, pass away? I hope you know what you're really asking. The answer to that question requires staring into the abyss in which Joshua and the rest of us reside, and it will stare back. Are you prepared for that? Tell me. I don't know if I'm ready for what's coming or whatever, but... I want to know what kind of path Joshua has followed. If nothing else, I have to know that. As you wish. It was a little over 10 years ago. Back when you could still find the village of Hamo on maps of Erebonia and Liberl. Hamo was a tiny little place. There weren't many other young people, so the three of us were always together. I dreamed of becoming a bracer, and I spent my free time practicing my swordsmanship. Karen and Joshua were watching and encouraged me. That was how we wilded away the days. Harmonica, even! Once I was done with practice, we would turn our ears to Karen's harmonica. Karen could play anything on that harmonica, even Rockstar. But my favorite was always the old Erebonian folk song, The Whereabouts of Light. That's where it originated. It seemed like that bliss would last forever. We believed that. We had no reason to doubt it. That day dawned and began just like any other, and then they came. A band of invaders, garbed in black and armed with Liberlian weaponry, came from nowhere. They encircled the village and slaughtered everyone in sight. None were spared, not the old and infirm, not the young and defenseless, not even infants. Even Nash Bridges, who was on an investigation, was wiped out. Those who were killed quickly in the opening moments were the luckiest by far. And the women, even in this telling, there are some things I will not recount. We fled desperately from that hell. We were lucky to be in a position to escape when the attack began. We fled for the outskirts of the village, the screams of our own families carried to our ears on the wind. Once we'd gotten to the outskirts, I told Karen and Joshua I would act as bait to confuse any pursuers. I promised them I would catch up to them soon and sent them ahead. But the attackers, they had laid their plans well. They had people in position to deal with any who just tried to flee. When I'd finally caught up to them, the scene was strangely quiet. A man, dead, shot through the throat.
FBI, open up!
Joshua with a gun in his hand, dumbstruck. And Karen holding Joshua with a horrific wound on her back. She was barely breathing at that point. Foxcat, huh? Even now, the scene seemed surreal to me. Karen was calm and content. She entrusted her harmonica to Joshua and asked that I take care of him. And then, she died quietly, there in that clearing. Why did that... The Empire invaded the borough almost immediately afterwards. A defenseless little village, its inhabitants slaughtered by men with Liberlian arms. It was almost too perfect an excuse to invade. It can't be, but it is. Liberlian troops doing that? When the local garrison found us, they were adamant the invaders were Liberlian. When the war ended a few months later with the Empire's defeat, however, we were giving a different tale entirely. They told us instead that a band of Jaeger dropouts had turned to pure brigandry. And they told us to never speak to anyone else of the attack. The Erebonian authorities announced that Hamel had been destroyed in a landslide. All roads leading there were to be closed completely. Hold on, what? Why would they lie about that? Neither explanation makes sense, because they're lying liars that lie. That's almost like... Indeed, everything was a fabrication by the warhawks in the Empire to justify the invasion of Liberl. At the end of the war, the ruse was discovered, and the Imperial government was thrown into a panic. They conceded to a comprehensive peace and executed nearly everyone involved in the plot, all to pretend that it never happened. That, Estelle Bright, is the tragedy of Hamel in full. That was also when Joshua's heart was broken entirely. He was now burdened with the torturous death of his sister, his parents, and everyone he knew, and even the shock of taking another man's life. How could that not shatter the soul of a 6-year-old child? Indeed. You've likely heard the rest from Joshua. His spirit was so wholly broken that he lost all will to do anything but play that harmonica. He began to waste away. That was when the two of us were found by Weissman. To save Joshua's life, I'd entrusted him to Weissman's care and threw myself into Ouroboros training. And then, 2 years later, Joshua, repaired as he was by Weissman, followed the same path. This is darkness, Estelle Bright. Do you understand what sort of gulf separates you and Joshua now? Do you understand what he stares into every day? I do, yeah. Now I think I really understand why Joshua left. Hey, next time you see him, tell Weissman thanks, but no thanks. I'll never join Ouroboros. Not because I like or dislike the society, but as long as I'm going to pull Joshua back over that gulf you mentioned, forget it. Although I do feel kind of bad about letting Ren down after she went through all this trouble to invite me. Hey, you think she'll forgive me if I say I'm sorry? You're one of a kind, Estelle Bright. Hear those horrors and thus lose your hesitation. You truly are more than just the daughter of the Divine Blade. Thanks for the compliment, I guess. And you say all that, but you care about Joshua too, right? You guys are friends. Or maybe more like brothers. Let me be absolutely clear. That was 10 years ago. To me now, he is nothing more than a rogue element to be eliminated. What? The professor seems to enjoy letting Joshua do as he pleases. I have a different plan in mind. Uh-oh, he's going into business for himself. Sooner or later, I will deal with Joshua personally. Wait a second. What the hell is this? Aaron asked you to take care of him. Doesn't that mean anything to you? I have my own path I've chosen for myself. I've dedicated myself to my goal, and any who stand in my way shall die by my blade. One time when Reen was stuck on the Panther Gold with the Noble Alliance. Not even Karen's final request will stop me. How can you... Oh. Ah! Ruh-roh. And they're off. They're off to the races. Those are a professor and the others, yes. It looks like the third stage of the plan is getting underway. I bet they're going to hit the enemy where it hurts. The third stage? What's... That is not for you to know. Once we're finished, you'll be returned to your father. Behave until then. Now, just as one final note, don't even think of attempting to escape. The Glorious is 8,000 arc above ground. Have nowhere to run. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Oh, that's fun. Don't even think of attempting to escape, he says. As if he doesn't know that it's human nature for me to want to do the exact opposite. Besides, he's the only enforcer on board. Alright, why not? Let's do this. Let's do this thing. Okay, the timing is going to be everything. If I can figure that out, I'll be good. Let's see. I'll wait a couple hours until they let their guard down, and then... Right. It's worth a shot. Well, this was a memento of Karen, huh? You shouldn't throw away something like this so easily, you idiot.